So this is a really great question. Thank you, Emma. So the vast majority of dog bite wounds I see in the emergency department are puncture wounds. So these can often occur from a dog just nipping during play, or just because that's the breed characteristic of the dog. So these wounds are actually a bit misleading sometimes, because although they may look fairly superficial, the canines, so they're the long sharp teeth, can actually go very deep into the tissue and take infection with it. So if you get one of these wounds, you really should, the first port of call, really run it under the tap, a cool tap, flush that wound out. The plastics department, Max Fax, where I would work, would routinely take children bitten like this to theatre to wash them out, even wounds that actually didn't look too serious. And it's just because of the infection risk. And I've seen some wounds like this get really nastily infected, even though you might think that they wouldn't. Now, any breed of dog can bite, and I've seen these puncture wounds from a little Yorkie on a child's face who went up to sit next to the dog, and loads of these little puncture wounds all over the cheeks. But also some of these puncture wounds can actually, from bigger dogs especially, can actually cause quite a lot of tissue loss. Think like a border collie maybe grabbing for something. So it could be grabbing a bit of nose, a bit of ear, a bit of finger, and actually tissue loss can actually be the result of those wounds. And then what you actually get is more of a real bite. And again, it can depend on the breed characteristics of the dog. And I'm not singling out any breed, because any dog can bite, any dog can cause really quite devastating injuries. And just going back to the puncture wounds, actually, there was a case a couple of years ago where a terrier actually killed a newborn baby. And it was literally, I have no doubt that all the dog was doing was just checking the baby out and mouthing, because dogs do that with their mouth. There was no sign of any aggression, and it was a puncture wound to the skull that actually caused a devastating brain bleed. Again, can also cause problems within the stomach, going to check a dirty nappy out, or perhaps some baby sick up. But getting back to the other wounds, the more really sort of the big bites, they can often involve a kind of shearing mechanism, or a sort of ragging, maybe shaking, and this can actually cause a great deal of tissue loss. You can use skin, subcutaneous fat, muscle, and these involve quite a lot of plastic surgery for the child if the child does actually survive from these wounds. So you can get quite a wide variety of different bites, but it's certainly the puncture wounds that we see the most. But as I said, they can still be devastating and cause a lot of problems. So prevention is always better than cure. So hope that's answered the question. Let me know if you have any more.